Welcome to St. Louis, Missouri, the first of a three-game series between the Pittsburgh Pirates and their National League Central Division rival, St. Louis Cardinals, the Revenge Series. And the password is Cone. Cone is the password. That's Justinson Garcia. He's going to make his Pirates debut tonight, as the Pirates made the roster move official today. Greg Brown, along with the Rock, John Wehner, and of course Hannah Mears will be along. John, our chance to see a guy we saw in spring training, very highly touted when he was with the Red Sox organization. Justinson Garcia will make his Pirates debut tonight.
Yeah, he was the big return for Johan Oviedo, and we got to see him this spring, and boy, he killed the ball this spring training. Perhaps the best offensive player in Bradenton was Garcia, and you see just 23 years old. He has big-time pop. You know, this month he had some rehab games in Bradenton, but you see the numbers there, 6 homers, 10 ribbies. Yeah,
his nickname is the password for a good reason. You see that name, you can't spell it, you very barely pronounce it. Doesn't matter, because he has, as John just said, legit power. A week ago, he came back from a rehab. He had a back injury, and John, his first 3 at-bats were no doubt home runs for the Annapolis Indians.
Watch these fans go after the balls. They got their back to home plate and they're chasing them. This one, the most impressive. 3 homers, and I mean, look where they're going. They're like, it's way out of the ballpark, so this guy has big-time power.
Left center, Cruz on his horse. Gone. J.J. Weatherholt has done it again. He had 2 homers in the 4-game series at PNC Park, and he gives the Cardinals the lead here with 2 outs in the 3rd. 2-0, his 9th.
That's a good approach. You know, whether he's sitting on that pitch or not, who knows, but to be able to get that pitch out over the plate and get that kind of an extension and have the power to hit it out into the opposite gap. I think that was the changeup again.
Ground ball. And they get 2. The Cardinals get 1 and make it 3-0. Allow to Griffin to Triolo. They went 30 consecutive innings without scoring a run. Lau again off the lefty. Is 2 for 2. Ground ball and past the diving shortstop Prieto, and Lau will go to 3rd. 1st and 3rd, nobody out. Here in the 5th inning.
When you're struggling offensively and you lose a guy like O'Hearn, you're going to look to get position at every position.
Wow, 4-pitch walk to Nick Gonzalez. And here comes Connor Griffin. Whoa, wild pitch will bring home the 1st run. Now, initially, Lau didn't break because it looked as though that ball might come back to Pages, but once it deflected toward the first baseline, he scores, and the others, well, I should say the other, moved up. Nick Gonzalez did not move from first base.
Yeah, not exactly sure why. I mean, you're keying off the runners ahead of you. You see that ball kick away. I mean, he's getting, I saw him look right. I guess he didn't see.
Brian Reynolds, a fly ball to left center field, and Brian Reynolds hits it off the wall into second base. A 2-run double. That is gigantic. That's what we talked about. Others picking things up, and including and especially a guy like Reynolds to tie it.
That is huge. You know, you're a little disappointed. Connor Griffin goes down looking, and you're thinking, man, you need to get another one of these runs home. Look at that hanging changeup. Up out over the plate. Reynolds just missing a 3-run homer off that wall.
Triolo and Gonzalez score, tied at 3. Cruz to right field, just one-handed it into right field to give the Pirates the lead. Walker will throw toward third. Cruz headed to second, and he is there. O'Neill Cruz delivers a go-ahead single.
That's huge again. You're asking for other guys with O'Hearn out, other guys coming through. Reynolds with the big double. O'Neill Cruz just reaching out. Just a little get-me-over breaking ball. A little bit off the end of the bat. And it ends up being the knockout punch.
Cruz takes advantage of the ill-advised throw to third. Norman hitting just 208 against lefties, 242 against righties. And that move backfires. A two-run homer for Gorman to give the Cardinals the lead. 6th of the year.
He's got some big time pop, and that's a fastball center cut. 3 consecutive fastballs. That one not where you want to throw it.
Feeling like the game is kind of hanging in the balance right now. The Pirates have any shot at all. Sisk needs to get Weatherholt. He's batting only 185 against lefty pitching this season. Snap throw, they got him. Henry Davis, as Nick Gonzalez dives to tag out Sajasi. He slipped trying to get back to the bag. I think he'd have been out anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the Pirates have done this a few times now, just in the last week or so. Henry got his first career pickoff of a runner at third. If he doesn't slip, it probably hits him, and it's probably a disaster.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it went right over.
Yeah.
Like you'll see it here.
That's a really good call.
If he doesn't slip, it's probably hitting him in the back, and who knows where the ball would have went. But yeah, that's
pretty amazing what you can do. Struggling bullpen. How quickly you can move up in the priority bullpen ladder. Bidwell in a 1-run game in the 7th inning strikes out Herrera. 5-4 Cardinals. Last time the Pirates came back to win a game trailing after 7. Got to go back to April the 4th. First homestand of the year against the Orioles. And there is the first hit for Jostinson Garcia as a Bucco.
Indeed, he was probably looking to do some damage. 2-0 count against the lefty. Got a little sinker. Got the bat head out. There you see outer third. Rolls it over, finds a hole.
Deep to right, and insurance. Burleson, his 7th. Cardinals take a 2-run lead at 6-4.
Been throwing that breaking ball, Bidwell, and used it to get out of that 7th inning. Strikes out Herrera. Goes with a couple breaking balls here to Burleson. Look where this fastball is, how high it is. Wow. The first fastball he sees off him. You know, from a pitcher he's never seen before, doesn't know what the velocity looks like, and just tomahawks one.
Might have broken his bat. And he gets a base hit out of it. He's aboard to start the 9th. Ooh, hits him. 2 aboard for Reynolds.
saw this the other day where he was hit, went to first, and they said it hit the knob of the bat.
Oh my gosh, they were saying things going to happen. They're going to challenge.
And maybe that's why he did it. I mean, like, it looked like he was in some pain. He went down to first, and then they challenged and said it was a foul ball. And yeah, I mean, maybe they're just busy.
After review, the call in the field stands, hit by pitch. St. Louis will lose their challenge.
Oh,
That's
and
even
they're
better.
loaded.
Not a wild pitch, but a hit batter. Another.
Bases are loaded and nobody out. Bouncing ball could be 2. 6, 4, 3. Oh my goodness.
That's amazing.
Wow. A slowly hit ground ball to short.
I didn't think they had a chance.
Looked like he wanted a goal line drive left field. Spencer Horwitz delivers a game-tying 2-out pinch hit single. Pirates have come all the way back. Tied this game at 6
How about
at
that?
Busch.
That's what you do as a pinch hitter. Go up there, look for a fastball to hit and get a swing off. And Horwitz gets a fastball out over, goes with it, as he does so well hitting balls where they're pitched. Solid single.
Wow. That'll do it. Deep left. How about that? It's a walk-off 3-run homer on an 0-2 pitch, and the Cardinals do it again to the Pirates.
Boy, you had 3 pitches to waste. I'm thinking, go back upstairs, get the chase upstairs. I don't know if they were thinking of bouncing that breaking ball or what, but the one thing you don't do in a 2-strike count, 0-2, hang a breaking ball. Herrera has not looked good all night at the plate, and you needed a strikeout there. And they leave one right there for him. 0-2. You'll see the big bender, but it's up. It's middle in.
My goodness. Cardinals, 4 home runs.
Yeah, that's the difference. They only had 8 hits.
They are 5-0 against the Pirates this year.
9 runs on 8 hits.